Lyn Karran submitted fake expenses claims to HM Revenue and Customs on behalf of dozens of clients, swindling the public purse out of at least £300,000 in doing so. Liverpool Crown Court heard she previously ran a firm by the name of LK Accounting Services. Between October 2015 and 2017, she acted as an unauthorized tax agent, making fraudulent repayment claims for her customers in order to enrich herself. Karran, who is also known as Lynn Wilson, secured a total of $1.2 million for 150 clients, most of whom were plumbers and heating engineers whose work she gained through word of mouth and liaised with via WhatsApp during this period. Peter Killen, prosecuting, described how they were generally on a pay taxation basis and unfamiliar with the self-assessment scheme. She instructed them to register for self-assessment and provide her with their personal details, giving her control of their accounts. Karran never asked the workmen to provide receipts and never told them of the value of the claims being made in their names. These included backdated payments from up to 3 years earlier. They paid her a flat fee of £150 plus 10% of the rebates earned, netting her around £190,000. Karran's company also had a misleading website which gave the impression it was a professional registered business. She failed to follow the rules required of fee-earning tax agents and did not register with HMRC or report that she was acting on behalf of others when completing self-assessment tax returns. The amounts claimed triggered an automated response from software and led to an investigation into the 150 tradesmen beginning in 2017. At this point, Karran ceased contact with her customers and stopped replying to messages. She also spent a great deal of time abroad before returning to the UK for an interview with detectives in January 2019. The phones she had been using were never recovered by police, the fraudster claiming they had both since broken. Karran gave an account that her customers had given her information and that she had acted innocently in passing, that on before this first interview was stopped when she became ill. The con artist gave no comment during a second. Investigators looked at 31 of the accounts in question, whose payments amounted to £300,000. Clients were forced to repay the amounts received to HMRC at short notice with interest and penalties, which caused financial difficulties. The court heard that Karran had spent all the money, with Mr. Killen saying there is nothing left. He added. The defendant chose to blame her customers and deflect the attention from her to them. She was previously jailed for 40 months in 2004 over another scam. While working for Drax Group, Karran used the energy company's credit card to make a series of purchases for herself. These included high-value electrical items totaling £6,300, as well as garden furniture and a holiday. She had also attempted to buy an £8,000 caravan. Mike Haggerty, defending, told the court that his client has 2 children, the eldest of whom gave birth only 12 days ago. She also acts as a carer for her 75-year-old mum and husband. Mr. Haggerty said. Up until today, she was a registered carer for her mother. She is, to say the least, concerned for her mother. Her husband is a man who is not in the greatest of health either. Again, the defendant cares for him. The defendant herself has her own difficulties. She suffers with anxiety and depression. After a 10-day trial, Karran was found guilty of fraud by a jury on Friday last week. She cried in the dock as she was handed 4.5 years behind bars. Sentencing, Judge Stuart Driver QC said, at one extreme, the jury was told they could return a verdict of guilty if they were sure that a single transaction was fraudulent. At the other extreme, the prosecution say there were 150 transactions and the loss of revenue was over £1 million.